contest raffles, the dangers of tick bites and Lyme disease, what you need to look out for before hitting the trails this summer.
Still ahead, camping season is here. A lot of people doing that this weekend, but there might be some hidden dangers in the woods.
Yeah, coming up next, Dr. Thompson is here talking about the dangers of tick bites and Lyme disease and the things you really need to look out for before hitting the trails. All right, thank you very much, Gibby. It is 8:10 right now. Well, camping season is here, and there's a lot of things to look out for, including Lyme disease, which is spread by ticks. So joining us this morning to talk a little bit about what to look out for, how to prevent it, is Dr. Sharon Thompson from Central Phoenix Obstetrics and Gynecology. Thanks for being here this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
All right, let's talk about Lyme disease. We hear about it. Do people even really know what it is, first off?
Yeah, you know, a lot of people don't, although there are about 30,000 cases in the country every year. And I think it's so important that people are aware of the issues with.
It's okay. We're having a mic issue. We're going to fix it off for you. But go ahead and tell us a little bit more about it.
Well, when you go outside, remember that you're not the only one out there. There are all the creatures that normally live outdoors, and ticks are one of them. Ticks that spread Lyme disease usually live on deer, so as the deer population spreads, we get more ticks. Fortunately for us here in Arizona, the ticks are not native to our area. But as we travel and we head to cooler climes, we head to wooded areas, we head on hikes into the outdoors, we can get more exposure. So it's so important to be aware and to look for ticks once you've come back from a wooded area.
Are they real noticeable?
They are tiny.
Right?
They're
so
tiny,
how do you
you
know?
have to look for them.
Okay. Like with a microscope tiny?
Not with a microscope, but definitely take a good examination of exposed areas. One way of protection is to wear long sleeves. Wear long pants, but I know a lot of us wear shorts. It's more comfortable. But when you get back indoors, definitely do a good skin examination to look for tiny little ticks that might be on your body. Put your clothes in a warm dryer for about 10 minutes.
That'll kill it off? Okay.
That'll get rid of any ones that were riding on your clothing.
Okay,
so the examination is so important.
Okay, so once we are taking these prevention steps, what symptoms should we look out for if you actually have maybe been bitten by a tick and now you may have Lyme disease? Sure.
So the first thing that people may notice are flu-like symptoms. A lot of folks will report fever, body aches, feeling tired, malaise we call it, and typical rash. So I think you showed some pictures there of the typical bullseye rash that you can see with early Lyme disease. So if you've been to a wooded area and you start having symptoms of fever, you see a red spot, and for people who are brown, it may be kind of purplish, right? You might not turn red. You definitely want to talk to your healthcare provider.
I'm thinking, oh my gosh, I have a bite. I think I might have it. But is it you're going to get some of these symptoms or all, or just it's hard to say?
Right. You may get some. You may get many of them. You may only get one. So the joint problems are less common, but a rash, the fever, the aches, and those are common symptoms, right?
Yeah.
So the thing that pulls those together is, have you been in an area where you could be exposed? Where are you out hiking recently? Did you travel to one of there are about 10 states that have most of the disease. They're mostly in the Northeast, down to Maryland area, and the Midwest, Wisconsin, and the small teeny area of California.
Now, are these the same ticks that we're talking about that say we might find on dogs?
Yes, yes. These ticks can be on household animals as well, but typically in those areas. So in the Northeast, in Wisconsin, in this area of Northern California. Again, we don't see the disease here in the Southwest, but if you travel to one of those areas, have it in your mind. Now, there are other tick-borne diseases, and so anytime you're in an area where you're exposed to ticks, you definitely want to do the same thing. Do the examination, put your clothes in the dryer, look out for symptoms. Because Lyme disease can be treated with antibiotics that are available.
That simple.
That's simple, but you want to catch it early. Sometimes when you don't catch the infection early, you might need prolonged courses of antibiotics, or you can have prolonged symptoms. Most people, though, even the ones who have symptoms that last a long time, they get better.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound that dangerous as long as we always look out for it and
look out for it, treat it early. Yeah,
take those preventative measures that Dr. Thompson's talking about. We always appreciate when you're in, especially on, I know not that you have a day off when you're bringing in babies into the world.
No break in the baby world.
Thank you for being with us this morning.
Thanks for having me.